just wondering a particular question about the piece. Was there ever a part in which stumped you?
That's a good question. Yes, I think the toughest part of writing this piece was taking all 72 pieces of paper that had all of your ideas on them, and I literally typed up all the ideas, all of the words and the phrases from all 72 and put them into one Word document, printed it out, and then I laid all the pages out on the floor and on my sofa and on my desk, and I looked at each one of them, and I first had to figure out what are the common themes and common ideas that I see across all of these pieces of paper. And I started marking them and taking them out and then putting them on a separate piece of paper, and then looking for other commonalities and other ideas and words that were the same. And then having to put them in a sequence in a way that made sense, that really sort of told a story. Remember we talked about when we did Lean On Me, you know, the first day I came in, we talked about how some songs have a story or they have a message that's kind of laid out. I had to now do that. And once I was able to do that, then I had to figure out how can I write a melody and how can I write harmony that's going to be appealing and that's going to help you all to be successful in communicating the message. So yes, for me as a composer, there are some difficult moments, but those are the most exciting moments for me. It's not about how easy it is for me, it's how difficult and challenging it is, and me meeting that challenge and wanting to do my best. And that again is a metaphor for life. Whatever challenges you are met with, don't run away from it. Even if you need to get help from other people, get that help so that you can push forward and be successful.
Do you usually start with lyrics?
Good question. It really depends on the piece. In most cases, if it's a piece that I'm writing from scratch, I will start with the lyrics. But because I do a lot of arrangements of pieces, African American spirituals, gospel style pieces, I do arrangements of musical theater pieces for Hal Leonard every now and then. I already have the melody and I already have the words, and so that actually makes my life a little bit easier. It's more difficult to start from scratch when you have nothing, when you have no words, no melody, no chord progression, and building it from there. But here's the good news. If I study the words very carefully, and this may sound a little strange, but this is my brain as a composer. If I study the words carefully, usually the words will tell me what I need to do with them. I know that sounds strange, but if I study the words carefully enough and long enough, the words will eventually tell me what they need for me to do. Yeah, absolutely.
So my mother said, music, like that's written from the heart, is the most beautiful. So what does it feel like when you put your heart into what you're doing? Like, what does it feel like?
Honestly, in one word, it feels peaceful. Because your heart is where your passions lie. And whatever you're most passionate about, it comes from the heart. Someone may agree with you, someone may disagree with you, but your passions come from your heart. And so when I write a piece of music, it really does come from my heart. And so I believe in it, I stand by it, I feel great about it, and I'm just very passionate about it. And when I got you all's words, I knew that these things were coming from your heart. And that was all the more reason for me to invest my heart, knowing that you had invested yours. Because when you write the kinds of words that you all put on the page, you know, that's what we call being vulnerable, meaning allowing somebody to see your soul, so to speak. And to be honest with you, the key to successful songwriting, whether it wins a Grammy Award or not, the key to successful songwriting is about bearing your soul. And that's a lot of what the arts is about. I mean, people who perform on stage, people who write poetry, people who dance, people who paint, people who sculpt, they're putting their heart and soul out in some form for the world to see, knowing that the world is going to judge it in many ways. But that's what it means to be an artist. An artist will put his or her heart and soul out into the world in some form or fashion. For us, it happens to be vocal music, at least for this context, and that's what it means. That's what it means, and standing by it and putting your heart and soul into it, knowing that other people may not understand, and that's okay, because that's what art is. Beauty is always in the beholder, but as long as you know that it is your best coming from your heart and your soul, it will always have meaning